So, whenever I think about returning to India or get too emotional about it, from time to time I end up hearing another sad, really brutal story in the news, which immediately kind of shatters all my emotions of going back to my motherland and bring me back to that practical reality check, which literally opens my eyes again. And this is so saddening, so frustrating. I feel so angry about it. Yesterday, I heard a news about another brutal gang rape, similar to the Nirbhaya case that happened back in 2012. Now, it's been over more than a decade, and we are still seeing these cases happening without any measures being taken. Like, will things will ever improve? I'm very disappointed in saying that I don't think so. I don't think so. And now a lot of people will just write in the comments saying, oh, it's not that, India is very safe, nothing happens over here. But when you say that, you are only speaking maybe for 1 or 2% of population, and that population is like privileged upper middle class population who have absolutely no connection to the real challenges that middle class or lower middle class people, poor people, less privileged people face every single day of their life living. These people, these so-called privileged people, they just enjoy their comforts and all that comfort and safe environment, they create kind of a bubble around them, and then they think that bubble is their reality. But if you want to actually call a place safe, you need to ask how average person, especially women, feels about that place. How, like, even just simple thing like traveling on a public transport make them feel about that. Because not everyone can afford to travel by shower driven cars or cabs or even with auto rickshaw, right? There are million people who depends on public transport and have no choice but to travel at odd hours, at late nights. So are we really safe? Does the data, does the daily news reflect that India is safe for women, or to matter for anyone? I was in Delhi during my graduations. I am from Delhi actually. I did my graduation somewhere in 2000 and 2004. And coming from a middle class background, I didn't have a privilege to have two-wheeler or car. I used to rely on, public transport, that DTC, Blue Line buses every single day. And I can tell you with my experience, there was not even a single day I traveled stress-free. From the moment I used to leave my home at in the morning to my for my college or my classes, my nervous system was constantly on the edge. I used to feel so stressed. I have to be so aware about my surroundings. And because harassment on those buses and public transport is actually a real thing. It was real then, it is real now as well. Men standing behind you, touching you, putting their hands on your thighs. I used to literally get so frustrated. I used to go in front and used to sit on that bonnet next to the bus. Imagine, that used to be so hot. I used to sit just to feel safe. I That kind of experience I am also carrying. So people who say that Delhi or Indian cities are safe, just think about that. Still boiling with anger and saying this even after so many years. I can forget those experiences that happened with me, and they kind of just always stays with you. They scar you, and then even after so many years I feel nothing has changed. Women's safety remains the last priority for anyone in India, for the government, for the political parties, and sadly, even for the normal general people also. People who are actually living in the society who gives the vote as well. I mean, it has never become a real reason of winning an election or losing an election. Every government comes and promises to keep women safe, but rape continues, harassment continues, and the crime continues, and the system moves on slowly with, the criminals. They know that they will either walk free or worst, sit at jail alive, and then that give them the courage to do it again and again. The only real solution over here is brutal capital punishment that create fear among these bloody rapists who are not, like, worse than animals also. The punishment should be fast, it should be in public, severe enough that no one dare to repeat it. No trials, no jail confinement, just punish them immediately and brutally. Otherwise, this will never change. Because the truth is that in India, women comes last. Even after animals, their safety has never truly been a priority, not in the past, not in the present, and at this rate, not even in the future. So, to my so called privileged friends who say India is safe, if you have the courage, travel alone. Travel alone on a DTC or Blue Line, travel alone on a roadway bus around odd hours, 2 a.m., and then come back and tell me how comfortable and safe you felt. Until then, please stop speaking over the reality of millions of women and just stay in your little privileged bubble, because that bubble is all you know about.